Hey guys, and welcome to our video for our cookbook challenge series. We are, as I said, using the Geeky Chef's first edition cookbook because she has a second one out now. And so today we're going to be making Hunger Games cheese buns. So I'm very excited about this recipe. Hunger Games is one of my fandoms. Not all of the fandoms in this book are fandoms I'm a part of. So when it is a fandom that I'm a part of, I get really excited. So we're going to go over the ingredients first, and then I'm going to tell you how to make it. All right? So, number one, you need 3 cups of flour, 1.5 cups in a big mixing bowl, the other 1.5 cups separated. Okay? Then you need a teaspoon of salt, 1 pack of active dry yeast, a tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 cup of warm milk, 1/2 cup of warm water. Make sure these are not super hot, because if they're really hot and not just warm, they won't activate your yeast. You also need 3/4 of a cup of both Gruyere cheese, shredded, and cheddar cheese, shredded, separated. You need 1/2 cup of each to start, and keep the rest for your topping. You need 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. You also need a mixing utensil, a mixing bowl, a second bowl, this one's going to be greased, some grease, some oil, or in this case, spray. And then you'll also need 3 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to melt this later. So first things first, you got your 1.5 cups of flour in the bowl. We're going to add in our packet of active dry yeast. Not the literal packet, the contents of the packet. A teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, and give this a little mix. Combine it just like that. Now into this, we're going to add our warm milk, our warm water, our EVOO, and 1/2 cup of each cheese. So this is 1/2 cup of Gruyere and 1/2 cup of cheddar. It doesn't matter what kind of cheddar. You can use mild, sharp, medium. This one's a medium cheddar. That's what I had on hand, but you can use whatever you'd like. So now we're going to mix this up, just like that. Already it's starting to smell like bread. So once it looks like this, we're going to gradually stir in the rest of the flour, which is what your other one is. So we want to kind of stir it in a little at a time. Also, this recipe is supposed to make 20 buns. I'm going to go ahead and get my hands in, because with bread making, you just gotta go for it. So we're gonna keep adding the flour and mixing it in. And we're gonna add all of it in until it makes a soft dough. Oh, you see the cheese in there? It's gonna be so good. I'm really excited, in case you can't tell. We're going to add the last bit of our flour. Now it's only going to absorb so much flour, so there may be some left in your bowl. Don't freak out. Alright, so once you get to about this stage, we're going to turn it out on our bowl. We're going to add our flour, because we're going to need it. So just kind of push down, squeeze, rotate, push down, fold, rotate. And we are going to do this until it is elastic and not sticky. See? Much better. Almost like string cheese when, like in the middle of a cheese stick, when you go to pull it, and it kind of mixes strings. So, we are going to place this in a greased bowl. So, I'm going to take a bowl, and we're gonna, you can put oil or butter or whatever. It's just easier to spray it. So, you're going to spray it. Toss the dough in there. Rotate the dough so that it gets lubricated on all sides. Then we're going to cover this with plastic wrap, nice and tight, taut. And we are going to let this sit in a warm place, so whatever a nice warm place is in your house, for 30 minutes. And we'll be back. So after 10 minutes, we are going to pull out our dough, punch it down in the middle, and let it rest in the same warm place for another 10 minutes. And then we'll move on with our recipe. Okie dokie, guys. So, mixed it up, let it sit, punched it down, let it sit again. This is the dough now. We're going to dump it out. Look at that gloriousness. You could just take it like this and sit it in a pan, but that's not what the directions say. So we're gonna form this into 20 buns. So you need a pan, like this, and we're gonna go ahead and spray this. Also, when this is almost done, go ahead and melt your butter because you're gonna need that. So we're just gonna do this into 20 pieces. So I'm figuring if I cut it in half and then cut each side into 10, we should be able to do it. So let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so you're gonna roll them into balls.
Oh my God.
And you can be a little more, what's the right word? Consistent. But I'm just making them up. So, that one's a little small. It'll be okay. Alright, and the same thing here. So, if I cut it in half, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, actually,
So you can try to make them more consistent. So once we have these, you got your melted butter. So you're gonna take them and roll them around in the butter, coat them 360, and slide them in the pan. And we are going to cover them with a paper towel and let them sit in a warm place for 1 hour. So I'll see you in an hour. Alrighty, after rising for an hour, these are our buns, and we're going to top them off with the remaining shredded cheese. And then we're going to bake them at 375 for 35 minutes and let them cool for 5 minutes before we serve them. And they are out of the oven and they look beautiful. How did they taste?
Let's find out. Is it okay if I add some butter?
Go for it.
We are going to add
Irish butter.
Irish butter
Because
and just let it melt. It's so warm. Hey, Mom. It tastes like Red Lobster.
I feel like that's a good thing.
Huh? I'm not mad about it. I like it. Okay.
I do want to try.